Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 2019 have the same exact story, the same exact plot, and I'm going to prove to you why, because you probably don't believe me. But that is okay. We're going to look at it on a mission-by-mission basis, and I will prove to you, beyond a passion of a doubt, that these games have the exact same plot. Starting off with Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2's very first mission. It is exactly the same. It is cookie-cutter in terms of how it affects the story. It is the catalyst mission that gets the game going. Start off with, you start out in both levels, infilling from a helicopter, and playing as a new character to the series we have not played as yet. In Modern Warfare 2019, you play as Alex, a character we have brand new introduced to the series that we have not ever met before. In Modern Warfare 2, you play as Soap, a brand new character who's not been introduced in the new series yet. Both of these characters infill into an enemy base and have to clear out this enemy base, but it helps establish who the main villain is. In Modern Warfare 2019, this mission helps establish the Russians as the main villain of the game. In Modern Warfare 2, it helps establish Alcatala as the main villains of the game. In both of these levels, at the very end of the mission, in the last minute, you get the big weapon twist. In Modern Warfare 2019, it's the Russian gas that you came to take and get rid of is actually stolen right out from underneath your feet by Alcatala. In Modern Warfare 2, you go to this Alcatala base and you discover they have American missiles, but you don't know how many American missiles they have, and you don't know where their intended targets are. But these missions may be different in action, but it still has the same plot, the same effect on the story. It sets up the rest of the game, and it sets up the main issues of the game, the stolen weapons that you don't know about. And then you roll right into the second mission. The second missions in both games are thematically the same, however the action and the gameplay layout for both of these missions are complete opposites. In Modern Warfare 2019, it's an all-out brawl in Piccadilly Circus in London, and you're fighting against Alcatala terrorists. In Modern Warfare 2, it's an underwater stealth mission where you actually have to clear out these docks and find out what's going on and help establish Los Alamos Cartel as a secondary enemy of the game. Thematically, both of these missions have the same effect. It helps establish the secondary enemy of the game, the secondary force you're going to be fighting in each game. The third mission in Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2 are exactly the same. In both Embedded and Tradecraft, there are stealth missions where you have to stealthily get into an enemy combatant area and quickly achieve your objective. Plot-wise, these missions are the same. It helps build this kind of animosity towards the secondary villain of the game. However, it also kind of builds up the narrative story for the fourth mission. It's really kind of an interchange mission where not a lot happens, but it's built exactly the same in both games. The fourth mission in both games are very unique as far as gameplay. In Proxy War, you actually attack a Russian base. In Borderline, it has you playing as Rodolfo, Alejandro's right-hand man, trying to capture the main villain of the game. But thematically, these have the same effect on the story. In Modern Warfare 2 and in Modern Warfare 2019, this mission is designed so that you start to dislike the main villain of the game more and more. It's helping build who the main villain is and helping to build the narrative story against the main villain as to why you are trying to stop them. Now, the fifth mission in both games are incredibly important to the story and have a very big effect on the story, but again, as you can probably guess, thematically and plot-wise are exactly the same, although action-wise they are very different. You have Clean House in Modern Warfare 2019, and everyone remembers this level because it was a very slow and methodical nighttime approach towards taking out an enemy cell in London. In Modern Warfare 2, it has you playing as Soap, working with Ghost and Alejandro to attack a specific cell of enemies trying to capture the main villain of the game, and both missions help you build up who your new allies in the game are. In Modern Warfare 2019, this helps you really build your affiliation with Captain Price as Gaz. This is the first real mission where you work together. In Modern Warfare 2, you play as Soap, working with Ghost and Alejandro, trying to build up this trust between these members and work together to stop the secondary villain of the game. However, both of these missions have a deep emotional effect on the characters of the game. In Modern Warfare 2019, it has a deep effect on Gaz because the terrorist cell is in London, in his home city. In Modern Warfare 2, the cartel is in Alejandro's hometown, where he got run out of by the cartel. In both missions, it kind of helps establish this emotional connection to the characters and help you understand the motivation of these characters in both games, which is one of the reasons I think both of the games succeeded so well campaign-wise. The story is really enticing. It draws you in, especially in this level where you get to see how close to home all of these things are hitting. The 6th and 7th mission of Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2 are both very interesting at their core. It sees you interacting with one of the enemy leaders and helping to understand the enemy leader's motivation for why they are the way they are. In Modern Warfare 2019, you capture the Wolf, the leader of the Alcatala forces, and he's later broken out at the very end of the 7th mission, and it kind of builds the narrative story of why he is the way he is and how he thinks the way he thinks. In Modern Warfare 2, the gameplay for this thematic story that's being built in these two missions is completely different, but the story remains the same. It sees you sitting in an AC-130 providing covering fire for your troops trying to capture Hassan Zyani, and after you capture him, it reveals that you kind of have to let him go because you have no grounds to hold him or to kill him. both would be considered war crimes considering he's a member of the Iranian military. In both games, you capture this leader and you start to understand his motivation, why he is the way he is. And it helps build the enemy's motivation, and you get to see why the enemy's motivation is flawed. But it also reveals that the enemy leader that you've been trying to stop, you really can't stop at the moment because he gets out, he gets away. These two missions in both games have the same effect on the plot. It helps kind of draw you in deeper to the story and start to understand the enemy's motivations. Now, the 8th mission in both games are a lot of people's favorites in both games because they're both the sniper missions. They happen at the same point in the story and are kind of thematically the same. Both missions see you playing as a sniper, with elements of close quarter combat mixed into these kind of long-range engagements you get into as a sniper. Now, thematically, both these missions have the same effect on the story and have an even deeper effect on you, the player, the person who's actually getting to see the gameplay. In Modern Warfare 2019, this mission reveals right towards the end that it was actually Hadir who stole the gas, and he plans to use it against the Russian. The person you had grown close to, you'd been working with, was really a bad person, and emotionally that draws you in and gets you invested more in the story. In Modern Warfare 2, this mission really helps reveal where the missiles are and who has the missiles. The missiles are not in Spain, you don't have a chance to stop them because they're already in Mexico. The cartel and Alcatala already have control of them. And at the end of this mission, Kate Laswell gets captured, and this kind of helps roll you in right to the next mission. The next mission in both games have the same effect thematically, but are completely different as far as what you actually get to play as. The 9th mission in Modern Warfare 2019 sees you playing as a young Farah, witnessing these kind of war crimes and these hateful acts that the Russians were performing against the people of Urzikstan to try to stop this rebellion and terrorist groups that they had in Urzikstan. In Modern Warfare 2, however, this mission sees you trying to save Kate Laswell from being under control of Alcatala, and you're kind of on a deadline to save her because you have to get her before she enters another country and you lose jurisdiction. And while you're trying to save Kate Laswell, the Alcatala forces are using landmines against civilian vehicles on the highways, showing that they have hateful acts towards the people of Urzikstan as well because they're trying to landmine them. The effect of this mission in both games is the same. It helps you build a deep hatred towards the main enemy of the game. In Modern Warfare 2019, it helps you build a deep hatred of the Russians because they did things that were just hateful just to do them. In Modern Warfare 2, it helps you build a deep hatred towards the Alcatala forces because they were attacking civilians when they didn't need to, when they didn't have to. And at this point in the game, you kind of roll straight into the 10th mission, which is really just about stopping the leader of the secondary enemy in both games. In Modern Warfare 2019, this mission sees you hunting down the wolf, and you actually stop and kill the wolf at the end of the mission. And it kind of helps wrap up the secondary enemy of the game for the most part. There's still remnants that you run into later on, but in Modern Warfare 2, this kind of helps establish who El Sonombre is, and you actually get to meet her and capture her. And at this point, you kind of stop the secondary enemy of the game. However, like I said, you still have remnants that you've run into later on in the game. But regardless of that, you really do just stop the secondary enemy of the game right in their tracks in this mission. You stop their effect on the story. This is the interesting part of the game. This is where Call of Duty actually stretched out the narrative events in Modern Warfare 2, whereas they shoved all of these narrative events into the 11th mission of Modern Warfare 2019. In Modern Warfare 2019, this mission is actually the mission where you play as Farah, who's captured and a prisoner of war in a Russian prison. She's in this Russian prison and she actually gets to meet the main villain of the game. She has to use her wits and her stealth to escape this prison. And after escaping this prison, she gets into a massive firefight and she breaks into the facility where her brother is being held at her last possible moment. Before she can get to her brother, she gets overrun by Russian forces. And this is where the man, the myth, the legend swoops in and saves the day. Captain Price comes in, saves you, and helps get your brother out of the cell where he's actually being gassed with this Russian gas, and on top of that, they lit it on fire so that way they could burn all of the evidence of what was being done. Now, the next 3 missions in Modern Warfare 2 have the same effect on the story. They're just spread out and kind of out of order in comparison to what happened in Modern Warfare 2019. So in Modern Warfare 2, you attack an oil rig and you actually see the weapon in action. You see this missile come back down and strike the oil rig, and you see the effect it has on this oil rig and why it is so dangerous. And this is very similar thematically to what you saw at the very end of the Modern Warfare 2019 mission, where you play as Farah escaping from prison and you see her brother being gassed by the Russian gas. You actually get to see this weapon in use. And then you roll into the next mission, Alone. Alone is a mission where you actually get to see this brutality of the enemy, where you have to use your stealth and wits to narrowly get through the different city streets of Las Almas and reunite with Ghost. But this mission, much like Modern Warfare 2019, sees you doing things that you wouldn't have to normally do in the mission. In Modern Warfare 2019, you have to play as Farah and you use rocks and pieces of a spoon to break out of prison. And in Modern Warfare 2, you're basically just on the back foot the entire level. You don't have any weapons, you don't have any opportunity to get weapons until later in the mission. You have to use bottles, you have to craft things, and you have to kill enemies with these crafted items. And this mission in both games is very different than the rest of the game. It sees you having to use your wits and your stealth abilities to get through the mission as safely and as quickly as possible. And then the 13th mission, Modern Warfare 2, is a prison break mission, which again is something that happened in Modern Warfare 2019. You have to go into this covert facility that's actually a prison being run by Shadow Company to use some stealth, and you have to use some abilities, and eventually you break your friend out of prison and get into a big firefight. And towards the end of the mission, right before it seems like everything is lost and you're about to be overrun, Captain Price shows up again and saves you. But the weird part is, this happens in both games. Captain Price helps you escape prison in 2 separate games, and on top of that, the events in the missions, while they are spread out more in Modern Warfare 2, are exactly the same. And the next set of missions in both games, which thematically again are the same, are really kind of basic and have very minimal effects on the story. Both of these missions are interchange missions, missions that really just help kind of lead you into the next mission without really building too much on the story. These missions just really redirect you to be in the right spot to fight the secondary enemy of the game and help stop the secondary enemy of the game. And this interchange mission in Modern Warfare 2019 sees you playing as Gaz, working with Captain Price to stop the secondary enemy of the game. You hunt down Hadir and you kill all of his Al-Qatala forces at this estate that he's attacking, and he gives you a piece of information that helps you reveal where General Barkov and the gas production facilities are. And thematically, and as far as gameplay wise, it's kind of the same as what happens in Modern Warfare 2 in Ghost Team. In Modern Warfare 2, you go attack a facility that's been taken over by Shadow Company, who's really the third enemy of the game, much like Hadir was, and you go stop them. You stop Bill Graves, the leader of Shadow Company. And then you go talk to Valeria, who reveals to you where the last missile is and where Hassan Zayani, the leader of the primary group of enemies of the game, is. Thematically, these missions are the same. You find out where the last set of weapons is in the game that you need to stop, and you find out where the leader is of the primary enemy of the game that you're fighting. In Modern Warfare 2019, you find out where General Barkov is, at his gas production facility. In Modern Warfare 2, you find out where Hassan Zayani is, in Chicago, ready to use this missile against Americans. To start off with, the mission in both games sees you switching through all the different playable characters through the game. In Modern Warfare 2019, you switch between Alex and Farah and Gaz, and you stop the main enemy of the game, and you destroy the weapons. In Modern Warfare 2, you switch between Soap, Gaz, and Ghost, and you stop the main enemy of the game and destroy the missile in air. Thematically, it's the same. It sees you destroying the enemy weapons and killing the primary leader. In Modern Warfare 2019, you just shank General Barkov to death, and in Modern Warfare 2, you put a 50 caliber round through Hassan Zayani's head. Both of these missions see you stopping the final enemy of the game, destroying their weapons, and it leads you into the final cutscene, where another enemy is revealed. The last cutscene of both games, in the credits, is exactly the same as well. In Modern Warfare 2019, it reveals Khalid al-Assad, an enemy we got introduced in Warzone, and in Modern Warfare 2, in the post-credit scene, it introduces Vladimir Makarov, a villain who we haven't seen yet, but has great effect on the story of Modern Warfare 2 going forward. Now, just because the plot of Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2 follow the same outline does not make it a bad thing. The plot is the same in both games, but it just means that we know what the plot will likely follow in Modern Warfare 3. And if you want to have an idea of what the story is going to be like in Modern Warfare 3, I'm actually using all this information I got in this video to help build a story for Modern Warfare 3 right now that I'll have releasing here in about a week or two. I'm working really hard on this, so make sure you subscribe down below for when that video releases. And until next time, I am Icebergs, your Call of Duty informant. Stay frosty.